Hello, everybody. I'm Vicky Parhampton, and welcome to Tag Team Tales of Terror, where another horror author and I work together to create something short and diabolical. Today, I've tagged Matt Lutton. Matt is the acclaimed author of the anthology 10 Drink Minimum and the novels Candy Dish and The Morningstar Confession, which is a Books of Horror indie brawl contender. Welcome, Matt.
Howdy.
So I know that was a short bio. Tell me what I missed.
Oh man. I write very mediocre books. I like to paint when I can, even though I have no painting talent. Um, yeah, that's about it. Fun fact, so 10 Drink I listed as an anthology because I had no idea what I was doing. I thought that an anthology was just short stories collected. It's
Hmm.
not. It's actually different authors. So yeah, no, just me.
Okay, so
I
I'll
wrote it.
revise that to say it's the short story collection, 10 Drink
There
Minimum.
you go.
There we go.
Yeah, no, I had no idea what I was doing, and I released a book, and I was like, I'm never gonna write another book, and it kind of caught on, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll write another one.
Here we are. What do you
Yeah,
paint? I'm curious.
I do like action figures and like Warhammer stuff like that. So I
Very.
cannot paint like pictures, anything like that. I do not have an artistic bone that way. I wish I did.
Well, you write really cool books, so
Well, thank you.
can't
You
have
know,
it all, right?
the AI does a wonderful job. So that,
Well, let's get into the rules of Tag Team Tales of Terror. So
cool.
this is a progressive story. So you and I will alternate telling bits of the story until we reach some sort of satisfying conclusion. Typically,
Okay,
they run about 10 minutes, and we'll each get 30 seconds before we switch. So keep your eye on the stopwatch that will be here. And then
gotcha.
we'll have a prompt that I pull out of this handy dandy hat. And then
Sure.
as my guest, you get to go first, which I'm sorry, that's definitely the harder job. If
Yeah.
you want pen and paper to jot things down, you totally can do that, or not, up to you. And like I said, we're
Mm.
aiming for about 10 minutes, but if it demands longer, we can do that. If it's shorter, that's fine too. And then after putting you through all of that, I have a surprise for you.
Okay, I get a surprise. All right, let me grab a notebook. We'll see if I'm any good at this.
People are
Alrighty.
scared before this, but it is,
Oh,
I think it's a
I'm
good
terrified.
creativity unblocker.
Yeah, no, I'm terrified. This will be fun.
You are the calmest, terrified person I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's usually like after the first kill, that you get everything out, and then you're like, okay, they're way more scared than I am, so it works out.
True, true.
Yeah.
Well, any questions before we get started?
Oh God. No, I just hope I don't suck. We'll see.
You're not going to suck. You'll be great. Okay, so I'm going to pull from my hat.
Cool.
Okay, let's see what we get. This one says, you're infected with an unknown parasite.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Okay, so I'll give you a second to think about it because you're starting us off. And when
Okay.
you get ready, I will start the timer.
Okay. And I just kind of give you like a story prompt or the writing.
You just start going. You just start
Oh,
telling a
shit.
story.
All right. Cool. All right. All right. Hmm.
And you can do any direction you want. I will follow your lead.
Okay. I think I got something.
Okay, ready for me to start it?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Action.
I woke up. My head was killing me. My eyes were bloodshot. Nose was dribbling with what I thought was bits of my brain. I looked at the I looked at the pillow before me, and I had a blood-stained outline of my face, my skull. I didn't know what to do, who to call, where to turn. That's what I got.
Here I go. Okay.
Okay.
So as I looked at my pillow and the bits of what I thought were my brain spread across the pillowcase, I tried to think back about what I had possibly done yesterday that led me to where I was now. I thought about, you know, the car crash I got into and where I did not seek medical attention. That was probably not a good idea. I thought about the feral raccoon that had scratched me, also a bad thing that had happened to me. But it was the gas station sushi that really stuck out to me as probably the worst decision I had made the day previous. And so instantly I went to the internet to see what I could Google.
I Googled gas station sushi, and I got a dark web cavalcade of recipes, fetish, kingdom, everything that I didn't want to look at while my face was melting through my nostrils. Uh, I found out that raccoons that dig into the trash and eat gas station sushi actually develop a virus that comes from the mites that live in the fish that have been turned into the sushi. Um, it was supposed to be eradicated years ago through inoculations and vaccines, but I, of course, being the one person that would get the unknown virus from this thing, ate up copious amounts of gas station sushi because it was on sale. I mean, 99 cent sushi, you can't turn it down. So I grabbed it, went back to the gas station to confront the clerk, who just looked at me and said, "Are you okay?"
And as I looked at the clerk and I could feel my face continuing to melt, my first reaction was, of course I'm not okay. Can't you see my face is melting? And the gas station or the sushi guy said, you're not the first person to come in here today. I think we got a bad supply from the distributor, and I'm so sorry about that. Would you like some free sushi to compensate for, what happened to you? And because it was free, I said yes.
I immediately took it home, because it's free, obviously. And I was Googling how to remedy my melting face while chomping on the sushi. This one didn't taste as bad as the last one, but there was little bits of hard, kind of semi-plastic looking things in there. And instead of picking them out of my teeth, I just figured, oh, chew through them, no big deal. About an hour later, while I was continuing to Google, I went to the bathroom, decided to maybe get this sushi out of me, and they started to clawing its way through my intestines. I felt a kind of rumble in my tummy. And as the first one plopped out, I could tell that it was hooked on to the inside with new claws.
And of course, I was horrified. And I thought, I would much rather take the face melting over something clawing its way out of my body. I was honestly amazed that I was even still conscious. And I thought, now might be the time to seek medical attention. Um, and so I called the nearest doc in a box and I got myself an appointment. And I was somehow able to peel myself away from the toilet, drive over there, and plop myself into a waiting room chair.
As I was waiting, it was about 4 or 5 hours until anybody came up to even see me. My face is still continuing to run. Uh, the little creature that was nestled inside of my bottom decided to sit next to me. It sat on the chair next to me, looked at me like, "What are we doing here? We should go home." And I couldn't help but kind of agree with it. We've been waiting for 4 hours. We weren't getting any medical attention. My face is melting. The parasite is so bored at the hospital that it's just kind of crawling out of my butt at this point. So I handed him all the necessary paperwork and said, "I'm going to go talk to the nurse. We're going to figure this out."
So I go up to the nurse and she says, "Sir, I'm so sorry. We've had a horrible outbreak going on, and that's why it's taken so long for us to see you, but the doctor's ready. So why don't you come on back and we'll get some tests done and see what's going on." So I make my way into the doctor's room. They put me in that nasty little paper gown. I sit down, my parasite is next to me, having filled out the paperwork, and I start to think, this isn't so bad. I've got like my own little administrative assistant who follows me around.
I, we didn't think it was that big of a deal. We were getting along great at this point. He hadn't caused me as much harm. His handwriting was impeccable. So, I mean, I had to give him that. And probably all the little 9 hands that he had. But as we're sitting there, I start to feel another rumble. And I lay down. The doctor puts my feet up in stirrups, and I start to give birth to what is apparently our new baby of a parasite. I'm holding two of his hands. He's still filling out paperwork. He's looking at me like I'm doing a great job. I feel like I'm doing a great job for this situation, you know. And we birth a litter of little parasites. And the doctor looks at me and he says,
He says, "Congratulations. You have 16 new little babies. I will fill out birth certificates for each of them individually." And I'm staring at the doctor, and by now my face is just a puddle of goo. And I'm wondering, this this doesn't feel like a dream because I'm in so much pain, but at the same time, how is everybody taking this so normally? And as I stare at the doctor, his mouth opens wide, and peeking from the back of his throat, I see a parasite.
It's then that the parasite next to me grips my hand so tight in shock and awe that I look deeply into his eyes, and we both realize that the children parasites look exactly like the doctor's parasite. So he's feeling betrayed. He throws the clipboard down on the ground, which means now I have to fill it out. I'm not in a good mood. I'm tired. I just gave birth to 16 of these little things. But I pick them up, and now I have to name each one of them. And I'm thinking of the names, and I come up with
I decided to just go by letters because that seems the easiest, and honestly, I can't tell them apart. So we get A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, etc. And the doctor's staring at me and he says, this is a really lovely litter. And I know if you're unable to care for them, I know this is taking you by surprise. I know a lovely place where we can take them where they will be taken care of. It's the gas station just down the street.
at first I'm mad because I realize what's going on and the cycle that we're going to do. But then I think of I can't take care of all these kids. I've only got one job. I don't know what these things eat. I don't know how many diapers I'm gonna have to put on these things. And then I'm thinking, well, somebody's gonna eat gas station sushi. So they're all gonna have lovely homes. And hopefully they, start spawning their own little parasites. So I pick them all up in a box. It's the worst little box of parasite kitten things you can think of. And I take them to the gas station. And of course, as I drop them off and the clerk takes them away, I'm eyeing the sushi on the counter.
And you know what? I'm hungry again. I figure my life is never going to return to normal. And if the parasites have gotten to the doctors, then they've probably, it's only a short matter of time before they get to everybody else. So I decide I'm going to buy myself some gas station sushi, head home, and see if I can give my little parasite friends a new litter of brothers and sisters.
I get home, pour myself a glass of wine, put on the Barry White, check the ambience, and I bite into the first piece. My tooth chips immediately, but I keep fighting through it. I know that the little parasites in there need to get into my body before they can start nourishing themselves on this beautiful gas station tuna that I'm sure was cut fresh by the sushi chef in the back. And I immediately start to feel that rumble in there. And I go to the toilet and I say a little prayer. I think of all, how beautiful C looked, how D always looked at me like I was, the most important thing to it. Uh, B was kind of a dick, not gonna lie. B was always, he just never listened. Uh, A, I mean, let's be honest, nobody really even paid attention to A. So, but I just hope that the gas station will give them a good life, you know, and that if I poop out more, they go on to achieve something. So
Because that's all any parent wants in life is for their kids to have a better life than they did. And
I
now
think
I've
so.
accepted that my job is to keep this cycle going, keep birthing more parasites so that they can achieve the world domination that they all deserve.
Beautiful.
The end.
I mean,
That was great.
it's better than anything I've ever written. So that's perfect.
That was actually pretty hilarious. I did not know
That was
what
good.
direction that was going to take, but I'm thrilled.
I didn't either. I mean, anytime that you go to butt parasites, I think it's a win. Yeah,
True. I mean, who could
yeah,
say no to that?
true.
Well, we need to come up with a title for this. You got any ideas?
Ooh. Mother's Day.
Perfect. Okay, this is Mother's Day. Got it.
Perfect.
What did you think about that? Now that it's over, was it scary?
Oh yeah. I mean,
No.
just the fact that I mean, being a parent is scary. So right there, Can
That is
you
true.
imagine changing 16 diapers? I can't.
I can, and I don't want to.
No. No. Oh, yeah.
I have
No,
my
no, no.
hands full with one.
I've got three, and I don't know what I would do. The amount of poop, it would just no. I can't.
I can't either. It's that is a horror story for sure. Well, I would say I'm usually hungry after doing one of these things, but not so much right now.
You
But
want to go get sushi?
definitely not. Definitely not.
Okay.
Maybe never again. Especially
Yeah,
not.
that was my goal. So
You succeeded.
yeah,
It is time for the surprise that I talked about earlier. So I created a recipe based off of the Morningstar Confession just for you.
did you really? How cool.
I really did. And there were so many different ways that I could have taken this. I mean, there's devil's food cake, there's angel food
Yeah,
cake, etc.
yeah,
I wanted something with some kick to it that's a little different. So I made what I am not calling deviled eggs. I'm calling them Morningstar eggs.
I like it. I like
Okay,
it.
some people don't like deviled eggs, so I didn't know where you were going to fall on that. But these are basically deviled eggs, but they have some spice and a secret ingredient. So you get your deviled eggs already, you hard boil your eggs, and then you mash the yolks with mayo, spicy mustard, and chopped pickles. Secret ingredient.
Oh,
Put the
all
filling
right.
back in the eggs, and you have the perfect snack to enjoy while reading the Morningstar Confession.
I like it. Very cool.
Best combination of savory and spicy.
And you kind of have that sulfur smell after you're done eating them, so it's perfect.
Exactly. I didn't even think about that. Even
So
better.
even better.
And it kind of goes uncomfortably well with the story we just
It
created.
does. We keep going back to butt parasites somehow. So
I
yeah,
know. I can't get
yeah,
that out of our minds, I guess.
yeah.
What does that say about us? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
And I will be including this recipe in the show notes for anyone who wants to kind of warm up during a reading binge.
cool. Cool. Of
And so thank you so much for doing this. Where can people find
course.
you and keep up with you and your work?
Usually I'm behind a Safeway sleeping. So if you go over there, you can find me there. No, I'm on Amazon. I have signed copies of the Morningstar Confession on 10drinkinc.bigcartel.com. You can always DM me on Facebook too if you want like signed copies. I prefer that because that way I get to interact with you guys, and if you tell me the book sucks, I can say, yeah, no, I know, but hey, thanks. You know. And then I'm on Ingram Spark, all that stuff too. So
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I hope now
you're
that you know
welcome.
see something like this as being scary, I hope it was a creativity unblocker for you. And I really hope you don't eat any gas station sushi anytime soon.
I mean, I just did, so we'll see. We're
Oh
gonna,
boy.
yeah. But now I
If
have
your
names
face
for the
starts
kids.
melting, maybe go to the doctor or not. I don't know.
No, I mean, at this point, we just roll the dice and we go for it.
That's probably fair.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.